Oh, girl. Oh. Hey. Oh. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video of Verily. This is a hack through our woods the day before we leave for a trip for California. And you can see her wild little head and neck all over again going down this hill. So our first stop is at the Paso Robles Horse Park, and you can see here there's a really nice clip of Verily and Ellie, who are pasture mates and have been so for a couple of years, kind of relieving their own stress from the drive, and that was really sweet. So this is just a reminder that this is Verily's first long trip away from home, and it's also her first competitions ever. I wanted to show kind of the ups and downs that go along with training a young horse, and I didn't want to just show how picture-perfect things are once in a while. As we all know, there's challenges with every horse, and for her, my biggest challenge is the connection with the bridle. So in this whole video series, I want to show the development of Verily throughout the season, because I feel like this is going to be a big, exciting year for her. So this is my first ride after the 2-day long trip down to California, and we're lucky enough to have a footing that is wonderful. And while they are setting up for the horse show, there's a lot of noise and commotion going on. She still actually holds her focus pretty well. You can see every time she passes by the camera, she either flings her head or swaps a lead out behind, and that's because the other horses are stabled right behind her, and she's getting a little bit kind of pulled towards them. So I'm trying not to make a big deal and overcorrect her on these issues. I feel like it's just going to get better and better as I keep riding. So sure enough, this next clip is her after about 15 to 20 minutes of work, mostly at the canter, and then she could come down and be actually really rhythmical and fairly nice into my hands throughout this next work set. My goals over the next few months include improving this connection to her bridle, as I said before. One of the things I'm doing to get to that goal is to make sure that I ride her with a very consistent hand. And sometimes you'll see her curl, and sometimes you'll see her come up above the bit, and I am neither pulling nor disappearing from that. I'm trying to stay exactly connected with her and let her kind of move around and find her own safe place in that connection. I've been doing this for about a month now, and I can dramatically see a difference over that time period. I would say over the winter, I would have laughed at the idea of going down the center line and doing a dressage test that was steady, but now I can actually really see it, and I actually look forward to it. She is easy to ride from the leg up into the hand, and every time she comes up above the bridle, I'm trying not to ask for her to go back down again. I feel like that's part of the development of her getting comfortable with that bit connection. This is the second year now that we've come down to the schooling show at the Paso Robles Horse Park, and it's been a great way to dust off the frost of our winter up north. And last year, I won the award for the longest distance traveled to one of their shows, and they even sent me a little award for that, which was so incredibly nice of them. Verily's first introduction to the schooling arena was a schooling round at 0.8 meters, and this is her second round at 0.85. At the first round, she actually had 2 rails down, both at verticals. She just didn't really see them and didn't know how to kind of arc her body around them. Took the rails out with her front knees. So this is the second round, and I was really impressed with how careful she was. She put a big effort in to kind of look at the jumps and identify them and really kind of lock onto them in a very rideable manner. I'm over the moon with her rideability. She's rhythmical, she's happy to go along, she's listening to me, and I felt like this was a huge step forward in her development, and it makes me really excited for the upcoming shows. So this next clip is at the Twin Rivers Horse Trials, which is just 10 miles down the street. and we packed up and moved down there. Here is Verily's first dressage test she's ever done, and this is the second half of the test. And there are definitely times when she comes above the bridle, and the judge noted those things. But like I said before, I'm not worried about where her head is right now. I'm most importantly focusing on the connection to the bridle. I thought some of the things that she did the best were just having a beautiful swinging rhythm. She was relaxed, and she was very obedient at the transitions. It's always a little bit shocking to have a young horse be so rideable and relax at their first show, especially in those crazy warm-ups. At the beginner novice level, those can get pretty hairy. But here she was putting in a good test, and we ended up in third place after this dressage ride. My plan for cross country was to go out and trot anything that I needed to. I figured she would need some time to look at jumps and accept what they were and to ride forward without spooking. So clearly I tried that at fence number 1. And she actually believed me, but was just a little bit surprised by it all. After that little mishap, she went around like gangbusters. And she went clear. And then in show jumping, she had one rail, or I had a rail. And we ended the weekend in 4th place, which is something I am extremely proud of. We are all very tired now and hanging out at Twin Rivers, getting ready to move on to the Fresno horse trials.